absolutely gorgeous day in San Diego, and nice to see people fishing and enjoying the beautiful bay. Hey everyone, this is Tim and I hope you're doing well. Again, this is beautiful San Diego, and just hopping between the two cities of LA and San Diego, and really great time here. Really grateful to get to spend it with good friends Andre and Shirley and the little ones. Lots of good food and lots of sugar for the kiddies, and really grateful to meet the old friends like Dan and new friends like Mark and Tanner out in LA. And Mark was kind enough to recommend great places in San Diego. This is the Crack Shack with the big chicken, probably the best chicken burger I've had, but then again I haven't had many, and really appreciate the recommendations. And if you have any suggestions or recommendations, I'd love to hear it. And just the other night we got to explore San Diego a bit at the Grand Old Barbecue, Texas style. And we ate up a storm, and unfortunately we got there a little late, so they were all out of barbecue, but the burgers and chili fries were fantastic. And I know they have really good barbecue, because don't tell Andre or Shirley, because I got there about half an hour or 45 minutes earlier, and I got a seat at the bar and I couldn't resist a nice drink, some brisket, and St. Louis style ribs. Really delicious, but just keep that between you and me. And right now I am here on the bay by the Tom Ham Lighthouse, and thanks to a channel called Jaycation, I got a chance to check out all the great places in San Diego. They featured Tom Ham's Lighthouse. Great food there, and with ham in the name, you know you're bound for great food. So the kids and Andre and Shirley are right over there back at the hotel, sleeping off that heavy barbecue meal. So I am going to explore Tom Ham's Lighthouse, and it gets better because they have an amazing lobster and seafood buffet, one of the best in San Diego. So really grateful that you can join me, and also really grateful to Vessie for sponsoring this video and for providing a giveaway for one of their brand new sneakers. Vessie is a West Coast company that makes amazing waterproof, breathable sneakers that keeps you warm and dry when it is cold and wet outside, and keeps you cool and dry when it is hot and sunny outside like it is today. And whether at home where you're working or running errands, or when you're traveling, they are my go-to sneakers, because whether you're in rainy Asia or sunny Vegas or sunny California, the blazing heat of the sun or a sudden rainstorm isn't going to stop your travel adventures. And I would love to show you just how waterproof they are on the warm waters of the ocean, but it is just a bit rocky down there. So back at the hotel, I was tempted to show you around the nice pool, but I don't think they'll take kindly to that. So a few steps away, overlooking the beach on the boardwalk, a bottle of water, fully drenched and submerged and completely dry. So no more wet socks here. So give them a try. Visit Vessie online, and there you'll find many styles and colors to choose from the everyday sneakers to my favorite, the weekend sneakers and the Soho sneakers, because they are even more comfortable with lots of cushioning. And Vessie has newly introduced their Courtside Classic, just as comfortable as the weekend sneakers and the Soho sneakers, and as always 100% waterproof with the timeless urban streetwear styling. And Vessie was kind enough to offer a giveaway for the Courtside Classic, and I haven't run many giveaways before, but I think what we'll do is we'll give it till September 8th. That's a Sunday, September 8th, 2024. And what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the video description of an Instagram post. And the Instagram is timlee_eats. And I'll leave a Vessie post. So to enter, just leave a comment on the Vessie post. And let's see, a week ago I went to the Queen Mary buffet, so why don't you leave a comment on one of your favorite dishes there. So just one entry per person, and because Vessie ships to many countries, just make sure to be eligible that they're shipping to your country wherever you are. So we will leave this open till 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, Sunday, September 8th, and we'll do a random drawing there and we'll announce it the next day. So good luck to everyone. And again, Vessie was also kind enough, in case you missed one of their sales, to offer a promotion. Just visit Vessie online and use promo code TIMLEE to save 15% off your purchase. That again is Vessie online, and use promo code TIMLEE to save 15% off your next purchase. And with that, we have arrived at Tom Ham Lighthouse. Very fun to say, and also nice to get out of the sun. I think this is one of the oldest working lighthouse in the US. It's also a little haunted, but besides that, I'm sure they have a fantastic buffet. Come on, I hope you're hungry. Let's have a great meal together and get out of the sun. And I think that's where the light goes, and that's where the diner goes.
Yeah, he was able to get a balance like that.
All right, and this is a Sunday brunch. Nice to be in a cool, dark place with a sign leading you up to the brunch. So I hope the camera is adjusting to the light, and because my eyes is adjusting too, but this is gorgeous. And oh, a lot of people waiting. Oh, and the bright sun again. Let's grab a table. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, what a gorgeous view, and really thank you to Luce for this amazing table. And we can see the beautiful San Diego Bay out there. And that bridge over there joins Coronado Island, where the hotel is, to San Diego, and it is great to admire the view on this side. I can't wait to start the buffet, and this is early morning, so a little bit of coffee and maybe a bit of mimosas to come. And I see Sarah coming. Oh, thanks, Sarah.
Here's half of that.
All right. All right. So thank you so much, and perfect timing. Just a nice cup of caffeine in the form of coffee. A little bit of cream, or a lot. Good. Top of the morning to you. Very good. And with that, we can start on with the buffet. Let's go. Right, so bright, sunny day outside, and the eyes are just adjusting to the room, and so is the camera. So this is apparently quite a modest buffet. You get only 2 stations, the seafood station here, and behind me is an omelet and pasta station. So I think this is a case where it is not the quantity, but the quality that counts. And we'll grab a plate. Okay, but something doesn't make sense here, because I'm seeing people with plates full of grilled fish and fried chicken and all that good stuff. So, so I didn't see this, but inside is another room with all the buffet goodness, and I think my eyes just going to adjust to the light, so it looks pretty impressive. But I think we will start with the seafood first and look at these ginormous crab. Beautiful crab cluster. All right, and moving on, this is another type of crab. These are Jonah crab claws. Right over here. And speaking of claws, we have more claws in the form of lobster. Claw number 1. And claw number 2. Oh, some wonderful ceviche. And with the ceviche, the crispy chips. And look at these. I have never seen such ginormous scallops on the half shell. A little bit of trouble there. And we'll go for 1. And while I would love to top the scallops with the cocktail sauce, maybe to gild the lily, some ceviche as a topping. Right down here. And a little more. All right, and moving on, more seafood. A spoonful of shrimp. Okay, and maybe on the scallop, overfilling. And oh, look at these oysters. This is literally a field of oysters. Go for 1 right here. And we'll pair it up carefully with a lemon wedge. Okay, and I am happy to have discovered the secret room with all the buffet items. Let's go in. Oh, thank you so much. All right, so some salads and appies first. Ooh. And as good as the pastries and the Danishes look,
There's granola.
I will go for a jalapeno cheddar muffin, something savory. And moving on, let's see. Back there are some yogurt and granola, and people patiently waiting for their tables. But oh, look at this. I see some eggs, onions, and capers and sour cream. That means there is a salmon, and where there is salmon, there are bagels. But I did do a little bit of reconnaissance, and I will skip the bagel for something else in the form of pointy toast. I think this is garlicky pointed toast. We'll do 1 and 2 with a dollop of sour cream in the form of cream cheese. It's still early. I didn't have my coffee. And another one. And really grateful for the comments, because a pro tip is to put the sour cream at the bottom with a little bit of capers on top and onions and some eggs. All right, making a mess here. And finally, a bit of salmon to make sure everything stays in place on top. And another, all right. And finally, a little bit of antipasti, a little bit of salami right here. Some wonderful pungent blue cheese with an artichoke or 2. And that will do it for round 1. The plate is getting really, really full. So this is quite a spectacular seafood spread, and hopefully I didn't overdo it. 1 plate just wouldn't fit everything, and I had to get a second. And at the risk of the oysters getting warm, let's dig into those first. Okay, so a little lemon and a little bit of horseradish and cocktail sauce.
Thank you so much.
Looking really good. Here we go.
It's already.
Oysters are definitely nice and fresh. And I think for this one, we will top with a bit of ceviche. Oh, there we go. Second one even better than the first, especially with the ceviche topping. And a little bit of cranberry. It is warm today, but pretty pleasant. And after the oysters, we'll go for a point of smoked salmon. So again, this is everything wrapped up beautifully in a warm blanket or a cool blanket of salmon, and really appreciate the pro tip. Oh. I can get used to this. Beautiful smoked salmon that is protecting the capers and onions and eggs. And that is a buttery toasted pita, a wonderful bagel alternative.
I just didn't know what he was. I was like, what do you need?
And while it is chilled, we'll definitely need to try the scallop. And this has got to be one of the largest scallops I've seen. Very fresh, shucked on the shell. And again, a little bit of the ceviche. Maybe a spoon will help. Oh, looking so good. And it tastes even better because that scallop, I'm gonna move the shrimp away, is nice and plump and so sweet and very fresh. So this is still attached to the shell. Just give it a wiggle, comes right off. A little bit more ceviche. Bit of Tabasco for a kick. And all together, It is large. All right, carefully. Very nice. And this Basco adds a really nice kick. And with all the seafood, maybe a change of pace. A jalapeno cheddar muffin with a bit of blue cheese and some meat to cover it up. Folded carefully. Kind of reminiscent of those biscuits you get at Red Lobster. This is really nice. So I do miss Red Lobster, but having this is a close second. Cheers. And speaking of Red Lobster, we have some right here. And with shellfish, it's always a little bit of work, but the nice thing is they pre-crack it for you. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Beautiful lobster meat. Really not too much work at all. And to the fruits of our labor, the claw, drenched in the butter, fully submerged. Always nice to have some well-cooked lobster for a brunch that is drenched with butter. And while we're at it, let's go for that succulent shrimp. Very nice. Drowned in butter again. Very nice. And I gotta go for that Jonah crab claw that is hiding. All right. And again, it's nicely pre-cracked for you. Oh, there we go. Oh, and I am making such a mess. Ah, there we go. All right, this is substantially more work for a little bit of meat. And we will enjoy this on the tortilla chip. A little bit of meat here, a little more, drizzled with butter. That is a bit of work. And very good. And not sure if it's worth it because you have the lobster and the shrimp and those massive scallops. So I'm gonna finish this up and we'll go back for some more breakfast items in that secret room over there. Oh, maybe some coffee. A wonderful start. A really enjoyable first round, and while it looked like it was a lot of food, it was a lot of seafood, so a lot of shells. So pretty easy to eat, but I must say, the crab, it is a lot of work. First part of the crab resembles a paintbrush, tastes amazing and perfectly cooked because the meat comes out so easily. So with round one complete, let's go for round two, some breakfast items. Let's go. So my eyes is adjusting and the buffet does get really, really busy here. Let's grab a plate and let's see what we have here. Okay, so we left off at the charcuterie and we've got the salads. And again, it's nice that they don't devote a lot of room to salads. And let's see what we have. Oh, some roasted potatoes, but I will skip these roasted potatoes. I did a bit of reconnaissance earlier and they have a hash, roast beef hash, so I can't wait to give that a try. In the meantime, okay, some porky goodness. It's nice, nice small sausage. So you can have many other dishes here. and a nice small bacon. And at a buffet, when things are nice and small, that's a good thing. Lots more variety. All right. Ooh. Cinnamon French toast. A little bit of cream or butter. There we go. And a bit of warm syrup. All right. Oh, and little pancakes. And I took a peek earlier. Maybe just one. The same deal. Butter and syrup. Hopefully we get to the savory items. And we have eggs Benny all the way to the end. Jiggle. All right, and oh, how can one say no to a 4-cheese mac and cheese? And you certainly can't say no because it's almost gone. But luckily, the best part, the corners, just a little. Oh, oh, thank you so much. And now we are talking. Gorgeous fried chicken. And let's see if we can find a thigh. All right. Okay, this is a massive piece of chicken. And I think they are all breasts, but that's okay. Let's see what else we have here. Ooh, so this is gorgeous yellowtail tuna on a bed of rice. Little more rice. All right, so the plate is getting full and I got a new one, and let's see what we have here. Okay, this is why I didn't go for the roasted potatoes, because this is potato hash, short rib potato hash. A little bit here, or a lot. And with the potatoes, this is a sign of things to come. Let's go for that beautiful tri-tip. Hi Martha, how are you? Oh, this is beautiful. Can I get a cut of, oh wow, that looks gorgeous. Can I get a slice? Maybe two. You talked me into it, and it doesn't take a lot of convincing. Thank you. Oh, nice. Oh, beautiful. And a little bit of jus. Sorry there. Oh, nice and pink with a bit of horseradish and some horseradish cream. And we definitely need to get back to the table while this is hot and fresh. So a beautiful round two, and you might have noticed something different between when I left the buffet and when I returned to the table, because I just couldn't resist the scallops, but beautiful tri-tip and breakfast items. Really difficult to hold everything on one plate, but we need to start on the wonderful tri-tip from Martha and a little bit of fat. That makes it really tasty. And oops, we can dig in. Okay. So this is looking nice and tender. Oh, cuts beautifully. And since this is a tri-tip, we'll start with the tip. A little bit of horseradish. Nice and meaty and succulent, a bit of a chew as typical with tri-tip, but still very tender, cooked perfectly, and a nice layer of fatty goodness. Oh. That piece was even more tender. And I gotta go for the tuna. Okay, cuts beautifully, nice and flaky. And there's always a risk with buffet or fish at a buffet that it is dry. And this looks very succulent. And it is nice and flaky, cooked perfectly, tender and moist. As good as it is, I'm gonna try the rice. Beautiful rice. And I didn't get too much because of the 4 cheese mac and cheese. corner selection. Very cheesy in the nicest possible way, and a little bit of the charred cheesy goodness. I'm curious as to the fried chicken because that chicken is looking kind of massive, and I think I lost a bit of the skin, and a little bit concerning because although the fish was nice and tender, the chicken might be a bit dry. But let's find out. And again, this is a breast. I don't think they have the thigh. Okay. A little bit of the crust. A little bit of the breast meat. Oh, what the heck. A little bit of butter. And to hold the escape piece. There we go. Although it does look dry, it is quite tender, and the little bit of skin has so much flavor, and maybe a little bit more, just to make sure we were accurate. I wonder if the butter helps. It's just on the verge, but perfectly tender, and I do need to go for a little bit of the skin. All right, a little bit of a tear. A little bit crisp, not as crunchy as when it was fresh, but that is typical with the buffet and with the eggs benny that's cut into it. Oh, golden, silky goodness here with the Bernaise or the Hollandaise. Oh, just breaking apart. Oh, nothing like a runny yolk. And to pair that runny yolk, we will go for a little bit of eggs on the short rib hash, so that the egg yolk is essentially a sauce. That is very nice. And I think if they were to replace the biscuit with the corned beef hash or the short rib hash, that would be wonderful. Let's try the short rib and the potato on its own. Very good. So, oh boy, I'm gonna sit back and finish the breakfast items and the carvery and the seafood while enjoying this gorgeous view. And we'll take you back for what's to come. And here comes Sarah. Oh, Sarah, thank you so much. Everything is delicious. And those scallops were huge.
You know, a little pro tip, when you take the scallops to that pasta and omelet station, you fry them up with a little garlic, some basil, or whatever you like. It's really good that way.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course, my friend.
So a wonderful tip from Sarah, and I will save that scallop for the pasta while I finish all of this. But first, an island breeze, and this is Tom Ham's version of a Mai Tai. Oh, very nice and very strong. And although I've been told this is a lighter version of the Mai Tai, this is quite potent, which makes me fear what the real Mai Tai is like. But this is strong and good. So a very heavy meat and breakfast round. With breakfast, the tender French toast, very delicious, and a nice crispy shard of bacon to add a bit of contrast. But as good as a French toast is, that pancake incredibly tender, the tenderest piece of cake you'll have in pancake form. So when you're here, definitely go for the pancake, as simple as it is. And that scallop, listening to Sarah's advice, I unshucked it along with some other seafood, the salmon, shrimp, and lobster. And this is the beginnings of a beautiful pasta. With seafood in hand and my eyes on the camera adjusting to the light, we have the omelette and pasta station. And look at all this. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, hi Hector, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. Looking good. Can I get this with a little bit of pasta? Maybe a little basil and garlic and pesto? And I can see Hector searing that scallop. Gordon Ramsay would be proud. Oh, sure. Oh, beautiful.
Right. I'll be like,
Oh, a little bit of cheese. Oh, thank you, Hector. All right, so really grateful for that pro tip from Sarah and Luce over there. And Luce is a little shy, so but you might have noticed a little bit more on the table. Along with the pasta, I couldn't resist a few extra scallops. My one regret with the pasta was I only got one scallop, so I made my way up to the seafood bar. Not one, not two, but three. And Andrew was kind enough to give him a beautiful sear, a little splatter, a little flame. And this is the result. And let's dig into it while it is hot. Kind of the Goldilocks, baby bear, mama bear, and papa bear in scallop form. Oh. Perfectly cooked, nice and caramelized, silky and tender on the inside. Very nice. And I gotta go for Hector's seafood pasta. Little bit penne for your thoughts. And I think this is the lobster, I believe. But upon further inspection, that looks like salmon. Very nice. Creamy pesto, a kick from the basil, and a lot of seafood. That must be the crab. So a wonderful pro tip. And I'm gonna finish all this. Just a little bit concerned getting pretty full, but I'll take you back for the desserts. Nice and fruity and strong. The buffet is still going strong and time for dessert. Oh, looking just as nice as it was at the beginning, with many tiers of decadent sweets. I might have taken the wrong plate, but that's okay. Let's see, starting off. Oh, these are gorgeous pistachio tarts. And with something round, we need something square in the form of a blueberry tart or a blueberry cake. Give it a little bit of a twist. And this is becoming like tic-tac-toe. Just missing the X's and oh, gorgeous circles of cheesecake. And beautiful squares of chocolate cake. A twist. There we go. All right, rounding the corner, what do we have? A nice snickerdoodle cookie and a panna cotta, but not just any panna cotta. These are orange panna cotta, right in the center. And some coconut pecan bars. Lemon curd. Okay, that might be a bit tart, but let's see what else. Ooh, gorgeous creme caramel. Carefully. There we go. Right here. Okay, so they have mini fudge brownies, and normally I would skip because they're going to be heavy, but I'm going to take one and put it in a different vessel right here because they have a giant bucket of vanilla ice cream. Oh, nice and cold. Right in here. A bit of a wiggle. There we go. And a wonderful way to wrap up dessert. And we'll definitely need to head back before the ice cream melts. Nothing like a nice round plate of dessert to finish off a fantastic brunch. And we will definitely need to go for the ice cream and brownie right away. Oh, that is a nice fudgy brownie, gooey on the center, crusty, crispy on top, and a perfect ratio of ice cream. No ice cream headache here. And as good as the ice cream is, we will make some space. And I would love to try this pistachio tart. When you're here, go for the pistachio tart because the pastry is nice and thin and crisp, no soggy bottom, beautiful pistachio custard, very pistachio-y, if there is such a word, but it is very intense in a very good way. Much needed cup of coffee, and we gotta go for that beautiful orange panna cotta. Oh, looking really good. Okay. Beautiful custard and a nice mandarin orange. Beautifully soft panna cotta and a nice pop of the juicy orange or mandarin. So this is the Tom Han Lighthouse Buffet and the Tom Ham Lighthouse Buffet, and with ham in the name, you know it's going to be a lot of good food. And a really nice buffet spread here, tons of seafood, and that secret buffet room right in the back, and the fantastic people here like Luce and Sarah and Martha with a fantastic tri-tip, and the chefs extraordinaire with Andrew and Hector frying and grilling up a storm. So thank you so much for joining, and it is an absolutely gorgeous view here. And also thank you to Vessie for sponsoring this video, and again for the giveaway. I'll leave the details in the video description, and just go to the Instagram page. I think it's Tim Lee Eats, and I'll leave that there. And you can enter for the giveaway of the Vessie Courtside Classic. So thank you so much for joining, and until we see each other again, I hope you're eating well, I hope you're traveling well, and I hope you're keeping well. And with that, need to finish the Island Breeze. Oh, still very strong. So wish you all well, take care of each other, and God bless. Cheers.
We went to like